of the team and keeping the players fresh, and how do you address that practice-wise and in the game also?
Yeah, no, I mean, I have actually, I forget, I think my third year, second year at Dayton, we were down to like 7, and we made the NCAA tournament and won a championship that year. So there's different ways to win, and you know, it's unfortunate. Again, no one wants the injuries or, you know, the illnesses or anything. You know, we want to be whole, but it's what we're dealing with, and I keep saying it, I'm like a broken record. Like, I'm so proud of how they've handled it all. Like, it's made us, like Jen said, our superpowers, our togetherness, and our connectiveness. This team is just, they're different, you know, and there's special teams on, you know, any of my championship teams, like there's just such a togetherness, and this is probably, in all my years as a head coach, I think definitely probably my most connected and together team, with such high energy every day in practice, the energy they bring every day in shoot around, and I give credit, that's every single person here. And I actually, who really starts the energy for us is our guys that have been hurt. And to think how far we've come since kind of that time where, you know, everything was kind of happening. If you look at film out of our bench then and you look at film of our bench now, it's completely different. And those guys they're the energy starters and givers, and it fuels our guys on the floor.
Coach, to kind of bounce off the last question a little bit, kind of played another 40 minutes today, per usual. And 28 minutes of that was against Merkel. How confident are you coming down the stretch in her to guard kind of centers that are taller than her, and her conditioning playing 40 minutes tonight?
Extremely confident. She's done it her whole career, really, and I'm more confident than ever in her and her ability to, her stamina, her endurance, and then just her IQ of now really understanding post defense. I mean, look at what she did. She's 6'1", just went against 6'6", who is a really hard guard, and held her to 15 points and only 5 in the second. Now, granted, we had team defense and we brought some people. She just guarded Sarah Williams and held her to 14. Now she's going to have a tall task and have to guard Markowski on Sunday. There's no one that I trust more in that position than KB, and she's used to playing 40. She's going to have to continue to play 40. Dale's going to keep playing 40. Jet's going to keep playing 40. And then, you know, we keep on fighting. So I tell them all the time, it's a mindset. There's no time to be tired. We're just starting now. You know, we're going not as long in practice, but we're still going to go hard. You know, tomorrow they won't do anything. We just can't. We can't even. You know, we used to go and walk through. I'm like, we can't even walk through anymore. It's just all recovery for those guys. It's film. So we've had to change. I've had to adapt. But again, I've been in this situation before, and it's about these guys believing and performing. And yes, every fourth quarter I say, you're not tired. We're fresh. We're tough. We're built for this. It's a mindset.
How do you describe Dal's graduation, I guess, from X Factor to what she's been doing down the stretch here?
It's really been like that all year. You know, just the confidence, her ability to respond. You know, even today she smoked that layup, and I'm yelling, next play, and you could see it. She went back and she put all that energy into defense. She wasn't doing that last year, and she sure as hell wasn't doing that the first year. It would be a long stretch to get her mind back. All we talk about in our culture, and we're big into the mental, you know, the mental side of it. We talk about our R's, our responses, and you got to train your mind to respond in a quick manner. Basketball is different than football. You don't have you don't have time. You have to respond in a matter of seconds, so it doesn't snowball. So I give her the credit. You heard her talk. It's growth, it's maturity, it's understanding what works for her. It's confidence. It's you know, reps in the gym lead to the confidence with, you know, her basketball ability. But it's all about the mindset. And shoot, I kept going to her, and I thought she was a little hesitant to really drive in the first half. And I'm like, Dal, she's the best downhill driver in the country. And when you get her in Zoom action, and just go and be you. And she did that in the second half.
Shauna, can you walk us through what film might look like in the next couple of days, especially maybe with this veteran group when you go over a third quarter like that? Is it more them talking than you talking about what can't happen and what went wrong?
That's actually a good question. So we've changed that up. We've always would go, I'll take tomorrow because it's a 2-day prep. So we always used to, even early in the year and all my other years, we would watch film as a team and go through it all and break it all up. Good, we don't want to say bad, we always say improve on, and then we go through the whole game. We stopped doing that. Now we go all individual stuff. So in with their position players, and then I'll watch if I need to with them, and then I go address like the big themes before we get into the next person. So with only having, it just makes it not as much time in the film room, because again, a lot of this is mental drain too, just not physical. So we would end up being in the film room for a long time. So then they get just that individual about what they need to do, what we need to do as a team. But they'll see all of it. They'll see the good, the bad again, or improve on, and then we move in tomorrow. I'll talk about it, we'll recap, and then we go right into Nebraska.
Coach, only 4 turnovers tonight. Just want to get your thoughts just on how you guys handled the pressure for Penn State.
Yeah, I mean, it's what they do. They play a lot of people and they come at you constantly. So with different presses, they have a ton of different presses. I mean, for us to only have 4 turnovers is big, because we've struggled some against some of the other teams that bring that. And then they're just really handsy in the half court too, and really get up and make you work. They're long, they're athletic. So I just thought we were really strong with the ball tonight. It's everything, we talk about it all the time, but valuing possessions and just really executing offensively, and that was a big difference. They only had 2 points off of turnovers. They average 19 points off of turnovers, and then 12 points off of second chances. They got that, but great job of not turning the ball over.
With a veteran team, when you're down by 5 going into the fourth quarter, what does that kind of look like? I mean, are you kind of letting them kind of, talking the huddle? What's that kind of look like, and what was maybe the key to turning it around like your team did tonight?
Yeah, by the time I get in there, they're usually, like they said, they've usually said, what needs to be said, and then I'll come in, and I just told them right away, we got this. This is what we train for. This is what every day we do fourth quarters. We're good. This is our time. This is our quarter. So I just really tonight just tried to feed them with confidence, and then I went into trying to get their minds to believe they're not tired and their legs aren't tired, and we're going to get it with our defense and our rebounding. That's what I said in that, and then we came back, and then the next media was 5 minutes, and we were up 4, and I said in there we just practiced, and then it was 3 minutes in the next timeout. So both of those situations were exactly what we practiced yesterday. And we always go 3 minutes in our fourth quarter right now in practice the day before, and I had us up 6 yesterday, and we were up 6 today. So they did what they did yesterday in practice against the guys. They did it today, and we pulled away and won.
Hey, Coach, back here. Throughout the past month and a half, the questions of guard depth have come up. But when you have those senior guards that were next to you just a few moments ago, what kind of confidence does that give you that although you don't have the depth, you can always turn to those?
Yeah, I mean, that's where I'm like, it's not about, the depth or whatever. It's about the heart. It's about the experience, about the passion. It's about their willingness to just refuse to lose. That's what these guys have. So I told them when we were dealing with all this stuff, as long as we have 5, we're going to play, and no one's going to feel sorry for us. And through that, we've kind of got this identity and this toughness about us, that we're gritty and we're tough, and we can win in different ways. We can win ugly like we did tonight. So that's what I love most. That's what I'm most proud of, is that when our back's against the wall like it was this year, we get stronger. That's the best thing about this group. And then I just listen to them talk, and I'm like, man, we've come a long ways. I remember them, when we first got here, Dell as a sophomore, Jen, as a junior, but really a freshman, because she had never really played college basketball. She didn't play. To see their confidence, to see the growth, It's a special group, and I'm really trying myself to, like they said, just be present in the moment, enjoy the journey, because I love these guys to death, and I'm gonna miss them like freaking crazy next year. So I'm trying to soak it all in too, because they're just different. They're different.
So with the way the game played out, what does this win say about the character of the team?
Like I said, toughness, resilient. It's what I'm most proud of. And the years I've been here, this is what I'm proud of, is that again, when all odds are against you, we just come out and continue to prove people wrong. And I love that. Like I love, I think we're probably better at the underdog role and have people doubt us. That's okay, because we don't doubt ourselves and we believe in one another. And this team, I was listening after the Eagles won, the Super Bowl the other night, and their head coach, he was talking about how connected their team was and how together, and it's one of the most connected teams that he's ever coached, and about how they just don't want to let each other down. And every day they show up no matter what, and they fight for the guy next to them, because they're so connected. And when he said that in his interview on the field with the confetti falling, that's what I thought about this team. Like, you hear Dell, like she doesn't want to get down on herself because she knows that her sisters, like she said, need her to perform. And when you can do that, when you get out of your own mind and now you're doing it for the guy next to you and the player next to you, that's when you have a special thing going. And that's what I think is the most unique and the best thing about these guys, and why we've gone whatever it is, how many games or whatever we've won, is because of that mindset.
Coach, more on Justice Bryan. When she first got here, she played primarily off the ball, was a shooter and scorer. Now she's thrown into the full-time point guard role. Just thoughts on her skill development and why she's been able to handle that, and how big that's been in this current stretch.
Yeah, I mean, Jen was a point guard in high school. It's what she's used to doing. We've always played, even my days at Dayton, we played 2 point guards. We played 2 point guards here with her and Makaira, and they got that figured out where they could just go back and forth. Well, now you can see Jazz is starting. The last few games, they're kind of doing what her and Makaira used to do. Jen gets tired, and all of a sudden I see Jazz bringing the ball up. And that's not me telling them that, that's them, which is great to see that growth of that. But the thing about Jen, again, is and all these guys, whatever they need to do to help our team win, they're willing to do it. It's like Jazz playing the point. I'm sure if you really asked her to and put her on a lie detector, if she wanted to play the point, she'd probably say no, but she's willing to do it. Like, Jen has taken over and really taken over seamlessly, but it doesn't surprise me. It's who she is. She's a point guard. Jen is a baller. Jen's a basketball player. You see her. We need her in the fourth. Who rises to the occasion? Jen loves the bright lights and the big moments. That's what she's built for, and that's what makes her unique. So she's just been absolutely unbelievable as a leader, as a point guard, as a playmaker, running our team. I have all the confidence in the world with Jen running this team.
Coach, back here. It's one thing for you to talk about connectivity and togetherness, but to hear it from your players as you get closer to March, what does that mean to you and for this team?
It gives me great confidence. When you're connected and together, it just builds confidence. They have confidence in one another. And that's the biggest thing. There was no doubt tonight. We put the doubt away, any fear or anything, we just put that to the side, and they just play. And they play for one another, like I just said. So coming into March, the teams that make runs are the teams that are the most confident and the most together. I've seen it in our Elite Eight run at Dayton. Our team, we were so confident. You could see it in their eyes. They were so confident and they were so together, and they believed in every little thing that we were saying. That's how this group is. They're so bought in, they're so connected, they believe, and they're extremely confident right now.